Alrighty, good morning. Woo, it's Monday, April 20th, 8 a.m. My apologies for being a few minutes late on getting started today, but here I am. Here we are. Let's dive in. Let me check. Yeah, I'm fitting into this frame pretty well today. All right, getting more efficient at getting this set up. So feel free to assemble any props that you might enjoy. I'm with you. Get myself together here. Good. And there's ways to work around not having any props if you don't have any. And there's ways to fill in for various props if you don't have one. Okay. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position this morning. Let me just check who's chatting with me. I thought that might be Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. Good. And feel free to say hi. It's always nice for me to, always nice to know who's checking in. Just get my clock set up to keep me on task here. All right. So, all right. Our beginning seated breathing part, feel free to be in a chair, right? So let's work our advantages to practicing at home. Okay, so let's let our eyes fall closed. And let's take a moment, clasp your hands, interlacing the fingers, place them on top of your head. Good. All right, and then without feeling any extra muscle work, think of just letting the top of your head press up into your hands a little more. But try not to feel like you are forcing anything or straining anything to do that. So we want this extra length, this extra height to come from ease. All right, and then let's bring the arms back down to any comfortable position. Still, if you can feel that lightness through the head. If you're sitting in a chair, you want to use the back support of that chair. If it's got that, if that gives you the best ease, or maybe you sit against a wall, if there's a wall space available to you when you're seated on the floor, feel free to use that support when that's feeling right for you. And let's take a few breaths where you breathe in through the nose and with a warm ha out the mouth. So this exhale should kind of feel like you're trying to fog up a mirror. If it helps to hold a hand up in front of you, kind of see how warm you can make your breath feel to your hand. Okay. Now think of your exhale feeling the same way, but the mouth stays closed and the exhale comes out your nose. So feeling like the exhale's got this kind of deeper, silent hum. What's another word for it? Well, that's probably enough words. That's our Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. So exhale, it's got this deeper, more throaty quality to it, but without any force or strain. Ideally. Sometimes it might feel forced or strained on the way to ease, the not forced or strained. Sometimes, you just kind of feel both sides of something. Okay, let's go ahead and open your eyes. Make sure, I'm going to scoot away from my wall a little bit. All right, bring the arms out in front of you with palms together. Press the palms firmly together. Now we're really getting more into some squeeze and activation here. And keep this, as you bend your elbows, keep the palms squeezing together as much as you can until your own body is in the way. And so the hands peel apart and pull them back. And you can really let your chest lift and kind of puff up here. Okay? So palms together, squeeze, bend, peel back. And if you're feeling, like lifting your head a bit as the arms reach back, then let that happen. Good. But let the lift of the head just kind of come from like the lift of the chest. Like the chest lifts and so the head just wants to as well. Okay. But if it doesn't want to, don't make it. Let's do that 2 more times and really squeeze these palms together here. I want you to feel the pec muscles engaged in the chest as you are squeezing those palms together. Good. All right, let the arms come down for a moment. Okay, fingertips to shoulders. Let's move those elbows in some big circles. All right, and other direction. Good. All right, now let's let the arms rest comfortably. All right, so you just tell you what both sides of the breath are doing here. So then inhale, the shoulders come up to the ears. Exhale, they drop, and your head tilts to one side. Inhale up, and they drop to the other side. And your head's going to alternate sides tilting. So here we go. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, drop, tilt right. Squeeze the shoulders up. Drop and tilt left. And keep going at a pace that feels good to your breath. Let's go a couple more, by which I mean 1 more each side. All right, bring the head back to center. If you need to do 1 more to get evened out, do 1 more. All right, so let's clasp forearms, but behind the back. Okay. Make note of which forearm is on top because we're going to switch. All right, and let's look down and up. And back to center. And let's look side to side. Right. And then tilting side to side. All right, bring the head back to center. All right, now you are going to jut your chin forwards and pull the chin back. And jut it forwards. Pull it back. Think slow motion pigeon. Forwards and back. Do this one more time, forwards and back. All right, now switch the stacking of your forearms behind you. So whichever one's on top, switch. Okay, and if the fingers can crawl a little further towards the elbows, great. Okay, but we're gonna be here for a little bit. So the point of having the arms here is just to help widen the collarbones in the front. Okay, and feel the mid-back kind of rising up and away from where the arms are in contact with your mid-back. Yeah, upper back rising, mid-back's got the arms. Okay, and let's like them up and down. Okay, and then side to side. And again, how the pace of this is totally up to you, whatever's feeling right to you. All right, and let's tilt that side to side. For a lot of us, our necks are not moving as much as they normally would. Looking at screens, phones, TV, or just, the fact that our bodies aren't moving as much. The neck's not getting as much action either. And back to center, and then chin forwards, and chin back. Okay, release the arms, circle out the shoulders if that's feeling good. Okay, let's come into a tabletop on our hands and knees, patting those knees with something if desired. All right, and let's take a few cat and cow here. Into cat, cow. Exhale, round to cat. Alternate between those two shapes a few more times. A pace that's feeling right to you. I'm just gonna get my water close by here. It's being well lit like this also means I'm quite warm. Okay, then back on the heels in child's pose. The knees can go wider or they can stay fairly close together. And come on up, back up to your tabletop. All right, then we're gonna move into a bird dog, hovering our right arm forwards, left leg back. And today we're just gonna hold this shape. So hips are level, belly is zipped. And come back to tabletop. And other side, left arm forwards, right leg back. So the front of that right thigh is pointing straight down. Your left thumb up towards the ceiling. That's as much about length as it is about lift. And come back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift up to downward dog. For this first downward dog, set the feet as wide as you want. Bend the knees, lengthen the spine a little more. Open the armpits. Front ribs draw up towards your hips. And then maybe try taking the legs a little straighter, but don't lose that lift of the sits bones that you just created. So maybe the knees don't straighten anymore. Maybe with the knees bent, that's where you're getting the best length. Maybe you just stay there for a moment longer. All right, and let's step the feet back to hip distance apart. Walk or hop the feet forwards. Bring yourself to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Or in my case, however far forward doesn't take me out of the video. All right, inhale, come up to a long flat back. And like our downward dog, if bending your knees helps you lengthen more, sometimes straightening takes us more into round. So kind of notice for you, where's that sweet spot of most extended knees, but still with a long spine. All right, I'm going to exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, well, let's come into tree pose here. Let's stand on the right leg. Actually, I think I'm going to stay sideways too. Stand on the right leg. Grab your left shin or under the thigh and squeeze it up to your chest. Good. And keep firmly rooting that right heel into the floor. Your quad muscle in the front of the thigh here, is gently pulling the kneecap up. And then take that left knee out to the side, open up the hip, and then fold it into your tree pose for Vrikshasana. That might be to the inside of the thigh, or maybe the left foot wants to be lower on the right leg. And you're pushing that left knee back just until you're feeling a little squeeze in that left glute. Your left butt cheek is what I mean by glute. Good, but not so much that it is turning your hips. Ooh, give me a little bit of a, okay. All right, yogi's choice with your arms. I would say definitely start with palms together at your heart for a moment, even if you then decide to take them into a different shape. All right, let's reach the arms up, squeeze that left knee up to your chest. All right, and then step that way back to a lunge. Great, and then step that left foot forwards. Let the arms come down. And if you are using blocks or some kind of props, it's a good time to have them close to the front of your mat. All right, tree pose on the other side. So stand on your left leg, grab the right shin or thigh to pull the knee up. Left heel rooting into the floor. And the left quad is gently pulling that left kneecap up. Okay, take the right knee out to the side. Fold that into your tree. Okay, and if you're really wobbly on one foot, then I encourage you to place the ball of your right foot on the floor and kind of press that right heel into your ankle. Okay, so work with like 1 foot plus some toes. So better to have that foot down and kind of go in the direction of 1 foot and be more steady there than to be on one leg, but you just can't like quite find that stillness. So allow yourself that shape that allows you to just relax, to ease into the pose. So we often feel like it's got to be, it's 0 or 10, it's all or nothing. And our practice is definitely not like that. Wonderful, beautiful thing about yoga is it really allows us to just kind of take little baby steps in the direction of our goal. And really allows us to celebrate that. Okay, let's bring the arms and our right knee up. Step that right foot back to a high lunge. It's shift a bit so I'm not on my blanket. Your front knee is going to bend a lot. Your back leg is 100% straight. All right, and step the right foot forwards. Let the arms come down. Okay, so now we're going to come down to 2 knees on our blanket. However you want to walk that down. All right, I'm going to turn around so that when I twist, I'm facing you. Even though I can't see you, there's just something about facing the direction from which you virtually are. Okay, so come to a half kneel. Okay, each knee's at a 90-degree angle. Palms together at your heart. Then exhale, swivel to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, swivel right. Inhale, center. Let's do that one more time. And yes, as you might have guessed, now we're going to bring that left elbow down to the right knee. And then press the right hand down into the left to lift the chest a little more and turn the chest up. Good. Your back knee can stay down, or you can tuck the back toes and try straightening the back leg. And a trick to being able to do that without losing your twist is to press that elbow into the thigh even more. So you really lean on that front leg. And then bring the back knee down. Good. Inhale, lift up out of that twist. 2 arms up. Good. Bring the hands to the front of that thigh. Tuck your back toes. Straighten the leg. Lower that back heel down. Your back leg's going to turn out about 45 degrees to the left. Arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Your warrior 1. Maybe that front knee bends a little more. Yeah, and like we did sitting, let's bring the palms together out in front of us. Firmly squeeze those palms together till your body's in the way. Swim it back with the chest. Bring the arms up by the ears. Good. Lift that back heel up to step you forwards. All right, come down to kneeling on 2 knees, on padding if you like. Come to a half kneel, so we're not leaning the hips forward for this one. This is just a stacked half kneel. Both are great. Both have different uses. Palms together at your heart. Let's inhale, grow up a little taller. Think of your hands being on top of your head. Something to lengthen into. Exhale, swivel to your left. Inhale, center. And do that again. Notice if this knee is wanting to travel with you. One more time, swivel. Feel this knee kind of squeezing over to your right. And then bring that right elbow down to the left thigh. Left hand presses down into the right to bring that chest a little higher. And spin it upwards a little more. Okay, your back knee can stay down, or you can tuck the toes and straighten the leg. It's yoga either way. Okay, and then can you softly lower the knee back down if you lifted it? Inhale, lift up, hand back twist. Let's take the arms up. And then 2 hands to that front thigh. Tuck your back toes. Straighten the leg. Turn the leg out a bit to lower the heel down. If it needs to scoot forwards, that back foot to fully flatten, let that happen. Okay. Bring palms together out in front of you. Firmly squeeze them together to feel your pec muscles working. Peel them back. Chest lifts. All right, arms up. Spin your back heel up so you can push that foot forwards. 1 step, maybe more than that, whatever gets you back to Tadasana at the front of your mat. Okay, it's going to be a little bit before we have our knees down again. So if you'd rather your blanket was out of your way, that can go off to the side. Okay, we're going to sun salutation our way down to our belly. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From that forward fold, you're coming into a downward dog. All right, and then you're lowering down to your belly. You can do that through plank or just get down any way that works for you. Good. All right, reach the arms back along your side. All right, for this first lift, it's just going to be your upper body lifting, not your hands, not your legs. All right, inhale, expand the chest so much it starts to lift off the floor. Keep a slight tuck of your chin, so it's not here, but that's just to not feel like it's the back of your neck doing the lifting. Okay, I want to feel like shoulder blades squeezing in and down is lifting. Often it's boring looking at the floor, but that often means our neck's in a better alignment. Good. Now try and slide the fingers back on the mat a little more. Then lift your arms. Good. Maybe the fingers interlace and clasp together if that makes it easier for you to lift and breathe. Okay. Leave the bind out if it is not an improvement for you. Okay, let's lower down, unclasp those hands. Turn your head to one side. Okay. Recenter your head. This time, Arms, chest, legs will all lift up into locust pose. Let's take an inhale and lift up with an exhale. Good. So don't clasp the hands this time because we're going to keep this squeeze in the back and turn this into Sphinx. Okay. So once you've got those elbows down, the legs will come down to the floor. Chest will lift a little higher. Okay, and here in your Sphinx, bend your right knee and windshield wiper that foot side to side. So towards your midline and away from the midline. Okay. And repeat the same thing with the left leg. Bend the knee into the midline and out. Notice which direction feels easier to you. For me, into the midline. It's definitely my easier direction. Okay, and straighten the left leg. Bring the chest down, plant the hands. From your downward dog, walk or hop your feet forwards. From that forward fold, inhale, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay. Turn to face one long side of your mat. Okay. I'm going to do this facing the same way as you. Okay. All right, so start at the block or prop if you're using one over by your right foot. Start with both feet turned out about 45 degrees and bend the knees. And let's take the hands onto the thighs for a moment. Press down into the thighs to lengthen the top of your head up even more. Okay, and then bend your knees a little more. So thighs kind of come in up towards the hands. Hands press down into the thighs to lengthen the spine a little more. And let's take the arms out in a T shape, goddess pose. Your knees are stacked right over your heels here. The knees are going right down the midline of your foot towards the second, third toe. So you might have to slightly adjust the angle of your foot to match what's going on with the knee. Hips are only going to turn out so much, okay? All right, keep the right arm lifted where it is, left arm over, side bend over to the right. Right arm stays up, parallel face to the floor. Good. Come back to center, and right arm comes over to the left, side bend. Good, knees are still very bent. And pressing back, and come back to center. Ooh, straighten the legs, hello legs. All right, let's turn this into Virabhadrasana 2. Turn the left toes in a little bit towards your midline. Now that right foot is pointing straight to that short edge of your mat. Good. Bend the right knee, warrior 2. And turn the right palm up, reverse your warrior, side bending to your left. Keep the side bend, straighten the right leg. All right, and tip that over to triangle, Trikonasana. Okay, if a prop is helpful for you, use it. If not, that right hand can come down onto the right leg. Left arm reaches straight up to the ceiling. And then bend the right knee, side angle pose. And left arm comes close to your face. And right knee pressing back until you're feeling some squeeze in that right buttock. The right foot stays completely flat on the floor. Inhale, come up to warrior two. And switch to warrior two on your other side. Right toes turn in a little bit, left toes out all the way. Lift the arms to shoulder height. Bend the left knee. And turn the left palm up. And reverse your warrior. Side bending to your right. Keep the side bend straight in the left leg. And tip that over to triangle. And hips go right. The upper body goes left. The left arm comes down. Right arm up to the ceiling. And bend your left knee, side angle pose. And right arm comes close to your right ear. Inhale to come up. Back up to warrior two. And come back to center, straightening both legs. Different stuff's gonna go on with our forward fold here this morning. All right, so you're gonna hinge forwards as low as you can without your spine rounding. Your arms are out to the side, making a T. Okay. Bend your right knee. And straighten the right leg. Bend your left knee. Good. And straighten. One more time to the right. Bend. And straighten. Left knee bends. And straighten. Good. And now pivot on the heels to point those toes straight forwards. Good. Lengthen the spine a little more. And then let the spine now round. Hands can come down to a prop or the floor. Weight equally distributed between the balls and heels of the feet. Inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale to stand all the way up. All right, walk those feet back in. We're gonna come down to kneeling on two knees. If you've got yourself some blocks. Or in this case, since you're not gonna be moving the blocks very much, books could work well. All right, so from two knees, you take a block to each side here. Yeah, I'm going to tell you to go to your first. So let me put my right side towards you. Okay. All right, so first, really press the backs of the thighs into the fronts of the thighs. Okay, so we're trying to really open up the hip crease here. And I often find that tucking the toes under for me helps me feel this back of thigh hamstring engagement. Okay, so just throwing that out there. Sometimes I'm bossy about doing that. I'm not going to be bossy about it today. Okay, but I'm going to encourage it. All right, and let's take 2 arms up. Good. And right hand down either to the back of that right hip, okay, or to your block. Okay, so since it's part side bend, part back bend. More side bend, and we're going to stay with that for now. We're just going to really work this side stretch. Right. Glutes and hamstrings are pushing the thighs and hips forwards. Inhale to come up. Back to center. All right, let's take 2 arms up. And left hand down, and either to somewhere on the left side of the low back or to a block if you have one. And for now, we're just really letting this be a side bend stretch with a little back bend, just a little bit. Inhale to come up. Good. All right, and have a seat on your heels. And remember, you can always put a block under your sits bones, okay, if that's better for your knees. Come back up onto 2 knees. Right. So this is going to be just a straightforward camel Ustrasana. Start with hands on the low back. Press the tailbone down and forwards. Puff that chest up. And your hands might stay on the low back. They might come down to your props or to your heels. Ooh. I'll admit, I'm totally thinking here, oh my God, camel on a Monday morning, Kat, what were you thinking? Thinking we can do hard things even if it's a Monday. All right, when it's right for you to come out, bring the hands back to the low back if they left. And the hips lean forwards to restack the rest of the spine. Have a seat on your heels or a block. All right, come to sitting you're already sitting. Come to a cross-legged seated position. So one chin in front of the other. Either one's fine. We're going to switch. Okay, so let's inhale the arms up. Turn towards your right knee and fold forwards, dropping your forehead down to your right knee. Hands can come down to the floor. Good. Or if you find it helpful to have your hands up on something higher, that is an option. Especially early in the morning, it can be really nice to bring the floor to you. And walk the hands back in to stack the spine back up. Inhale the arms up. Turn to face the left knee and fold over, letting your forehead drop down towards the left knee. Walk the hands back in. Restack. Good. Switch the cross of the legs. Inhale the arms up. Turn to the right knee and fold over. And walk yourself back up. Inhale the arms up. Turn to face the left leg and fold over. Walk the hands back in. Good. All right. Next, let's lie down on our back. If you have a strap, towel, something handy to magically make your arms longer, bring that with you as you lie down. Okay. And we're going to come into essentially a legs up the wall, where that strap comes in handy. So you can loop that around the feet. And just make it easier for the legs to stay lifted. So at this moment, not really like cranking into a forward fold, but just giving the legs a surface to rest on. you've got a wall nearby to put your legs on, feel free to use that. If whatever you have, like say a towel, is not long enough to reach the feet, around the backs of the thighs can work really great as well. Okay, so that's where you might place something if whatever you have is not long enough to reach up over the feet. We'll take a little more time here. Another note on our alignment here, your tailbone is on the mat. Your back is fully flat onto the mat. Okay. So you're not pulling the legs to a place where that's changing that. And that might mean against your wall or prop or whatever that your legs are not right over your hips. Yeah. That's okay. First priority right now, back fully flat on the mat. Okay, now we are going to deprioritize having the back fully flat. Okay, so by that, we are letting the thighs come towards the belly. Okay. Oh, I should also say, if you just want to stay in the shape you're in, your legs up the wall, you don't feel like messing with that, that is totally fine too. Okay, this is just one option. Okay. But staying is a very valid, often underappreciated option. So if you're going for more of a fold here, you're letting the thighs come towards your belly, knees may very well bend here. That is fine. All right, your tailbone might start to lift off the floor. So now we're not prioritizing quite so much that flat back. So kind of like a forward fold that we have flipped over like a pancake. Okay. So next, using a prop that goes to the side, pull the knees into your chest. Hips take a little scoot to your left, knees drop to the right, and you twist. Unwind your twist and switch sides. Hips take a little scoot to the right, knees go to the left. And unwind your twist. Perfect. Get the spine recentered with itself. Plant the feet, arms by your side, lift up to bridge pose. Now lift your heels in your bridge pose for a moment. Coming up onto your tippy toes. And then roll on down. Stretch out into your Shavasana. So using any props or layers gives you more ease here. Please feel free to use them. So for me, feeling like having my blanket rolled up under my knees. That's kind of speaking to me this morning. Go to the center of your brain. Feel the movement of your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open the mouth to exhale. Stretch your arms up overhead, reaching back for the floor. Bend one knee at a time. Roll over onto one side. And from your side, use both hands to slowly push yourself on up to sitting. Bring the palms together at your heart.
Let's close our practice by chanting one Om all together. First, exhale fully. Then a deep inhale. Thank you so much for joining this morning.
Namaste.
Or for watching this video later. Thank you so much. I think my description of this video is a little off, so I think it accidentally contains the description for the Sunday classes I'm teaching. But the donation info is accurate. It is within your means to donate even any small amount that helps me pay rent and bills, food, and stay afloat in this time while I am out of work due to the pandemic. If you are not financially able, support in the forms of clicking the thumbs up symbol for this video and subscribing to the channel. That is also very, very useful support in this time. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sharon. Namaste to you too. You and have a great day. Just have a day.